Oh, everyone's dream. That's amazing.
You gonna watch
right
that
there.
Franco roast?
Probably. And
I gotta get a
that's
copy
the kind of thing we talk about all
We're
kinds of
digressing
things
now.
Yeah, we're starting to turn into
GMR
the pod.
podcast.
We're
So a
starting to
lot
turn
of
into
comic
that.
book geeky stuff.
Just, pop culture, just whatever we think of, whatever
Music,
we enjoy.
art.
Basically, and right now we're up to episode 34,
Nice.
and we just got our first sponsor, so
Nice.
it's coming along.
Apparently tonight, we were going to have Rob Dogs as our sponsor on the Artfest show, but the night manager, did not show up, and we're just so short on time, we'll probably just keep it with Bajito Onda, our lovely sponsor and friend that I've been working with, on the side, just hanging out with occasionally and talking dreams with.
We're gonna have a dilly gaff.
He
release
actually
on Bright
gets
Idea,
stuff
right?
done,
Sure,
stuff that I'm
man.
still learning about. Back to Gino podcast. We got the podcast GMR. That's 3 hours.
We had 36, we had 34 episodes. They were
Dude,
longer.
that Comic-Con episode.
But they're
was
3
tight,
hours
man.
long.
No, they're not 3 hours.
Oh,
long.
my
I
bad.
felt like I was at Comic-Con listening to those episodes. Like,
They're on average a half hour.
Okay.
It takes a.
It is what it is. It's a podcast, so however long you feel you need, that's cool. And then tell us a little bit about end of television. If you watch Access, you're seeing this silly show, then you know about end of television. It's been around forever. Anything you want to say about that
It's
briefly?
basically Into Television is now turned into the live GMR podcast once a month, every third Saturday at 6 o'clock.
So it's a combined effort.
It's a combined effort. Me and Marty have been doing television probably combined 50 years.
Woo!
Like that, right?
Jeez.
And
Veterans.
you throw JJ in there, and then we're,
well, I've taken some sabbaticals or hiatuses or whatever the right word is.
as we all have, except for Marty.
Yeah, Marty's been a staple.
Yeah.
So don't
this
forget about
place.
looking up end of television there. It's also the combination as the podcast for GMR podcasts. And it's
Pondo Chitlin Productions. Just follow us on Twitter.
Twitter it, okay.
GMR Podcast on Twitter.
And they'll find out about stuff like Call Me Crazy.
Or go to gmrpodcast.buzzsprout.com.
Very good.
Dude, there's been good
Subscribe on
stuff like
iTunes.
Blood Spasm played on End of Television. Me and Gene got to do camera on that episode.
Nice.
It was great.
We're on YouTube. We're iTunes, wherever you can find podcasts.
I had to give you guys at least 10 minutes because you're two of my mentors, and now I'm getting to partner with you on different projects and bands. It's freaking awesome. But yes, Gene, you said he was in Dilligaff,
We're in
Dilligaff.
Dilligaff. You might be the new bass player for Dilligaff if you don't watch out.
Now, Dilligaff's kind of reforming right now. There's been, it's hard to keep the same musicians in Tucson because there is so little money in original music.
What? I'm not getting paid?
Yeah. Again, thanks, Mark. But JJ, with Bright Idea, I understand is probably going to bring in a Dilligaff either cover CD or original CD at some point, as well as
ultimately
all the bands of Room 209, right?
Ultimately, Dilly Gaff is a Crucifix tribute band.
Yes.
Right? So, we'll see. I've met Doc Corbin Dart, now known as 26. I've met him up at his house in Okemos, Michigan, like in East Lansing, and he's a really cool guy. He gave me an LDI t-shirt, and, he's nice. But anyways, I'll get permission from him to license and do the tribute album.
Exactly.
Use
You
the
have to do it,
tracks.
folks, just so you know if you are.
And Jello Biafra and Alternative Tentacles.
You got to
and-
license that stuff if you're going to cover it, because
Yeah,
eventually
I'm-
it'll come back to bite you in the
I'm a
butt.
legitimate professional here. I'm not just
Let me
some
mention this real quick.
jerk.
My mic just fell, but let me mention this real quick. The Toxic Ranch is supposedly closing at the end of the year.
Yes.
So we should all support Bill Toxic and the Toxic Ranch and go buy some vinyl down at the Toxic Ranch.
Heck yeah, give it up
Yeah,
for Toxic
on
Ranch
4th and
Records.
6th Avenue.
They're also doing shows as we go out to the end of the year for Toxic Ranch. If they end up having to close, they're going to go out with a bunch of shows of bands who've sold their music through Toxic Ranch, as well as hopefully a couple of national acts and other local artists. So, yeah, if you have a band or you're even a solo artist of some type, think about getting in contact with Toxic Ranch. It's right around the corner downtown.
4th Avenue
from
and
Mr.
6th Street.
Heads. 4th Avenue and 6th Street, across from Rob Dogs-ish, kind of. But
Southeast corner.
moving on, we're just going to go right in now to mentioning Bright Idea. We'll have a whole segment.
Here,
on,
can I load up
on a
the
future
website?
Show. You do that then while I finish up
Goodbye.
this segment with Gene.
Thanks for watching Art Fair.
It's Artfest.
Or Art Fest.
Art Fair already exists in Tucson. But we got to stick around, folks. If you're not into the punk or rock and roll thing that we do, that's okay, because we've also got a love for hip hop, as you saw from that opening song by Conversation Suicide, Hardcore with Flemicino. And we got Slimorachi coming on in just a moment. That's right. And of course, as you can see from the background art with Bajito Onda, clearly he and his business supports the counterculture that loves hip hop, because graffiti and hip hop are always intertwined. And the streets, all of that.
It's very tight, the artwork.
Beautiful artwork. That car that he had, the lowrider that he'd cruise around town in.
No, I don't think I ever saw it.
Awesome. The paintings, and just the whole effect of it cruising through the streets slowly.
So you guys wanted Mucus Factory, right?
Yes. So we're going to switch over now to Zero D-Fex. More on Bright Idea on a future show. I heard Conversation Suicide might get signed with Bright Idea.
Oh yeah.
All right. Ha crap. Now I got piss on my shit. Yeah. There we go with second track after the Mucus Factory. But that is Zero D-Fex. That was Zero D-Fex. If you just tuned in, you missed JJ Styles and Gene. Thanks again for being on the show, guys. Also in our studio audience today. But the interesting thing about that track before we move on to this gentleman, Slimorachi. Yeah, got some talent up in here. But before we move on, just mention I had the privilege, since I'm trying to partner with Bright Ideas, I got to be on that track doing the silly little bullshit thing in the middle of it. Because it's called Mucus Factory, so you should have phlegm in the middle of a punk song like that, right? All right, enough about me. Slimorachi, I met you on the streets. Thank you for coming on the show again.
No problem.
Freaking A. We tried to show you we have a love for hip hop with our Conversation Suicide intro there. It was a little freestyle, but you're very polished, of course, on that CD.
Yes, sir.
And I was honored that you just trusted me. Oh, you're just trying to get a free CD, aren't you? I was like, no, it's a real show. No, I'm just kidding. You didn't say anything like that. You said, call me.
Right.
Because you're a businessman when you're out there. You say, hey, you're up in my business. I'm promoting to these people. Just call me. Walk away from me, boy. No, I'm just kidding. You didn't say that. But yeah. Tell us a little bit about Slimorachi.
I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? I go by the name of Slimorachi.
Can we hear Slimorachi? Oh, there's no one to check on that. Dang it.
Oh, my hat disappeared?
Yeah, it's the same color as the screen.
I guess we have to kill that CD idea. No, take that hat off. Okay. You know what, folks? I apologize. I'm still getting good at this stupid transitions. I'm eventually going to have some crew, but for now, it's do it yourself. Now, again, if you didn't hear, this is Slimorachi. His mic's now on. Go, Slimorachi. Yeah, Slimorachi in the house.
Thank y'all, man. My name is Slimorachi, man. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I moved out here to the West Coast because I definitely think when you're trying to pursue something big, you have to reach areas and pursue areas that you've never been before. And me, growing up, I always wanted to be on the West Coast in California, and Tucson, Arizona is my first stop, you know, so I'm glad to be here with my boy Flim right here. And shout out to the Artfest show. Thank y'all for giving me this opportunity.
Hell yeah. My pleasure.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I mean, I found out pretty quickly that Slimorachi's not really like most local artists here, because he actually is hailing from a few different spots around the country, the town of USA, right. And he also has folks that are helping him with promotion. So he's got different numbers where people can call and get information, yada yada yada. Right. He's got some street team members already, things that, you know, more of the bands in Tucson need to follow his example and hit the country from more than one direction, because it's hard if you're just doing the 520. But I'm sure you found pretty good reception. Acceptance, reception.
Thanks.
Receptive people.
Yeah, thanks to everybody that's been supporting the movement, man. Shout out to Pyrex and the Walk Like a Model movement, man. Pyrex is my big brother who make my beats. They can follow me on Twitter, SoundCloud as well. You know, got them on deck right here. The CD, you know, Slimorachi on them, wherever the camera's at right there. You know what I'm saying? That's what
I listened to the whole thing a number of times. Loved it. I'm a fan of hip hop. Right. And there's a lot of the new school hip hop up in there, but some old school thrown in. But I was telling your sort of manager friend that like bread on top of bread on top of bread. You know, it's such an obvious metaphor, but no one's really used it. Well, let's see. If you have bread on top of bread, what do you got? A loaf of bread.
Right. You got a loaf.
And it's using old slang, but then using it in new ways and trying not to use rhymes and metaphors that have been used before. Right. Tough to do. You fucking nail it all over that CD.
Well, you know, that track right there, man, it was originated. I just was at a point in my life, man. For the ones that don't know, you know, I had a manager one time that actually tried to steal my image and my whole name and everything. So it's like, you know, that track was basically generated from that right there, just to let them know, you know, no matter what y'all doing or what y'all trying to do, you can't hold me back. I still got things going on. And I named it Bread on Top of Bread because, like, I know that I have children listening and, you know, they're very inspired by my music. So that's how I, you know, put it. And
it's got a little bit of anger for sure, because it's, you know, it's making it clear. I mean, hey, you're not going to get a piece of this slice. You know,
Right,
I work hard
right.
for this, and I live this.
Oh, yeah.
And I can see where that would be kind of a message.